Right on time too. There we go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Shane G. We are back with another episode of the Bar Exam right here on the Ethos Media Network. Before we get started, please, as always, make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe. As you can see, I got the homies with me. Got Mr. Marcus, got Eric G. What's up, fellas?
What's the deal?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Marcus is tired. Hopefully, we'll be able to energize him. You know what I'm saying? He's fresh off a nap. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good though because we got somebody else.
Why you gotta hate on the nap like that? Like fresh off the nap, like it's
fresh off the nap. You know what I'm saying? I bet you people envy that. You know what I mean? Like when I get in nap conversations with other grown-ups, they be like, yo, like naps.
Yeah, but that made me seem like the old nigga, like he just took a little nap, like grandpa or some shit.
Nigga, I take a nap damn near.
No, I'm pretty sure by the time like you're like in your late 20s, you're taking naps.
Yeah, you're taking some naps, bro.
At least one nap a day.
Once you hit 30, especially, like you damn near need it during the day. So no,
okay, all right, yeah, because
that ain't a shot at all. I love my naps. I'll be mad on days I can't get them. I'll be like, damn, I got too much shit to do today. I can't even get that hour in. Nah,
yeah,
I'm saying so. Yeah, nah, that wasn't a shot. No. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. We got somebody who's gonna help you bring up your energy today. He is a friend of the show. He's been here before. Y'all know what it is. It's my homeboy, Lasco Bills. Y'all give it up. Lasco.
What's going on? How y'all feeling?
Hey, we good,
man. Good.
All the people, pardon my look. This is grind mode. We in grind mode. Don't worry about all this, but they get it. I'm happy to be here. Appreciate you having me, gang.
Always. So we talking battle rap today. Now, what I wanna ask y'all is, now Marcus, you've been a fan of battle rap for a long time, just like I have. So do you remember the stigma of battle rappers can't make songs or battle rappers can't make music?
Yeah, it came from Cassidy.
That came from Cassidy? Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta think, yeah, that's where it originated from. Like it was like, yeah, the only nigga who could do both. So let me rephrase. Let me start at the very, very beginning. Smack DVDs started battle rap started the mainstream of what we know as battle rap culture.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was the DVDs with the J Mills, Lions Den, what's Loaded Lux was starting out. All of these were starting out early in their careers. Was in that scene were pretty much unknown names. The only name who was from that scene and who had made it mainstream at that time was Cassidy. That was it. And little did we know that Cassidy was a Joe Budden with a one hit, but I mean, Cassidy was the only one who could step on both sides of that as a mainstream featured artist and could hold bars. So that's where the whole battle rappers can't make songs from. It was from Cassidy.
Do you think that's because they weren't given a chance to make music on a mainstream level, or do you think it's because battle rappers couldn't make mainstream sounding songs? Like, what do you think the disconnect was?
I think it was at the time, ciphers, freestyles, and rhymes were respected more than radio play. So it was also a culture shift.
Okay.
It was niggas who was nice with 16 bars, who you wasn't even looking for a song for.
Right.
You didn't even care about them having a song. But they was nice on an open mic night. They was nice if they got in a cipher. They was nice if they had to do a battle. And them niggas had names. Okay. You didn't care that they didn't have a song. You didn't want to see that nigga in the barbershop with these bars.
Okay.
So the times in the culture shifted, to where we are now. To where
so you're saying that it was basically at the time mixtapes and freestyle formats was so popping that they was able to make a name essentially without doing it the radio way. So then when everything changed back and it was like, okay, you need to be able to make radio hits, they couldn't make that adjustment.
Yeah, we got to also think too. We was arguing just like this, like we are today, over if it was a freestyle or if it was a written.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Like
We changed the definition of freestyle because of that. Yeah.
And some niggas could actually have written bars and
Right.
interchange their freestyles, i.e., like a Charlie
Charlie Clips.
Charlie Clips. So Charlie could, oh yeah, he go 4 bars, and then he say something about you got in these dreads. You're like, well, he didn't know he was going, or he had a polka dot shirt. Like it would be something in that moment that you'd be like, oh, was this a freak? Now Charlie does it on the front end, and then goes into his writtens.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Yeah.
With and my fault to interrupt y'all. I do got a question with it. It seemed like, and y'all would know better because I wasn't like tapped into the battle rap scene that early. Was it something where maybe Cassidy or the niggas like did somebody use it as like a slight? Like, yeah, nigga, you cold with these bars and shit, but you can't do this. Like, did it become a slight?
It wasn't.
Was changed.
I won't say that it was a slight. I'm gonna say it was like so. The first, I believe he was out of Philly. Jay Mills.
Jay Mills is from Harlem.
Okay. Jay Mills.
Same Jay Mills.
Jay Mills was nice. Everybody wanted like, oh, he needs to be signed. He needs to be signed. That's when getting signed also was a level of credibility to you doing this crap. Like if you can't get signed,
they use that in battle raps. Like, nigga, you can't even get a deal. Nigga, I just signed for such and such. Like that used to be flex in battles.
So no one was signing these dudes because business wise, yes, they can write, but there was really no market. Like I said, it wasn't on the radio. It wasn't no market for them to make a song. And you got to think this is early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right.
This is before every kind of genre is defined, including crunk. Everything that you remember in how like the golden years of what it was hasn't been defined yet.
Right.
And let's go through battle rap personalities. There's about, I'd say, 25 battle rap rappers, maybe 15, but I'll say 25 for shits and giggles, who carved out a particular lane or a style that was unique to their own. Now, what you see today in 2024 are hybrid styles because first of all, we all grew up watching the same DVDs.
Yeah.
So it was only the East Coast niggas who was featured on them. Mm-hmm. So when you finally got so St. Louis got on the scene through Hitman Holla, Young Ill, and Averb. Mm-hmm. And Averb was actually supposed to battle Head Ice on that card and ended up not battling that night and ended up battling some nigga on the streets, but he hit him with the famous Guardian Angel line.
Yeah.
So, but he rapped outside of New York and cold on, and that got New York street rappers, respect. Oh, he was outside. It was 30 degrees and this nigga spitting, New York, it was different then.
It seemed like, not to cut you off, like it's exactly what you said. Like the time changed because it definitely seemed like at that time, if you were respected in your in your area, oh fuck, I need to make a song for it, bro. Like I'm good. I get the bread here. The hoes fucking with me because I can rap better than all you niggas. And the reason why I asked about like did it become a slight? Cause shit, if I'm Cassidy and I'm one of the only niggas that actually got this shit popping on the like say on the mainstream side. That would be something I would definitely use in a battle. Like, bro, yeah, all this shit cool. We can all do this, but y'all cannot make a track and then just to see how hustling Hustler Blue, and then bro, the other one, all them songs got the blowing. I could see how nigga be like, all right, bro, yeah, this cool, but I'm trying to get some of that love over there. And that's why I'm thinking like, damn, the niggas start to use it against niggas, and then it became a standard. Like, nigga, if we gonna do this, we got to be able to do this, because that's where the money is. That's where, you know what I'm saying, niggas wanted to get like Cassidy. It seemed
Well,
like that.
it was both.
I was
Because
Cassidy was using it as a diss because dudes like Murder Mook was calling Cassidy out like right after he got signed because he was known for battling. So Murder Mook was calling him out back in the day, and Cassidy was like, "Nigga, I'm signed. What the fuck? I'm gonna battle you for?" You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, I've already made it to where you niggas are trying to be, basically. So that was almost like Cassidy was using that against niggas. Like, why would I battle you? You're not even worth my time. I'm a signed rapper now.
That's what I'm
using
saying.
that as like a step down type thing almost.
Exactly.
and,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it took a sports reference, because we'll say, oh, pound for pound this, pound for pound that in sports. Now in battling, we was like, well, shit, bar for bar, I'm gonna go with a battle rapper over someone who signed. And then we started doing these comparisons and making even non-battlers, because you got to think, oh, if he can go in the studio, he can go on. No, that's not the same.
Work, boy.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the same. No, you didn't come up, especially if you didn't come up through open mics.
Yeah, it's
Right.
You know,
Right.
so you might fumble, you know, and you might, oh no, I don't even want to take that chance. But somebody then said, oh shit, what's the dude, Joel Ortiz,
Mhm.
hard bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? So like it came with this whole stigma of, are we going to, what are we respecting right now?
right. Yeah.
Like what and it's all, just like the NBA has changed, and there have been different seasons and generation, you know, the Jordan era, the Kobe era, the LeBron era, the Steph Curry era, you know, all of these eras still have changed, but we've been alive for all of them. So my GOAT can be whoever I want it to be, because it's 5 different eras. I'm not gonna put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my GOAT. I didn't watch him play. My daddy would.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it just goes with what you experienced and how you saw it. I can't say Floyd is not the best boxer because I never saw him lose, but I'm a student of history and know that Muhammad Ali standing up to the government was bigger than what Floyd did. You know, so it's not about the times and what it was and what it stood for. Like living in the moment right now today, we saw probably the greatest sports moment in Steph Curry winning a gold that I can remember vividly. Like, and I mean, like, I had to kind of go back and think about it. But in terms of a sports moment, maybe the Brady 28-3 come back, because we all knew Brady was going to come back, you know, that like, oh, he's not going to pass in the second half. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. Not pass in the second. I mean, not run the ball in the second half. And he came back and won, you know. But for Steph Curry to do it on this stage live like that, that's unbelievable. Like I use the Brady comparison in the Steph, because even if you, whatever you wanted to say about Steph, you could not deny that moment. I was never a Tom Brady fan, but after Tom Brady came back from 28-3, I can't say anything else about it.
What can you say?
How can I not? How can I even? I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I don't like Tom Brady. I don't like the Patriots. But after he came back from 28-3, how can I not say that's not the greatest performance that I've seen a quarterback throw?
You'd be lying if you said it wasn't. You'd be lying.
I mean, so
it, but it just
and then you turn, and then and we've seen what happens once you start saying things and not really agreeing with them just because you don't want to agree. You start going down this Skip Bayless path of trolling, commentating versus actual authenticity, and what are you speaking on, and how are you benefiting from it? You know, so many times we've seen people just troll just to troll.
just for the fuck of it. Yeah.
That's
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and some now this is the honest to God truth with any great list. If I say, oh yeah, give me your top, because also it's 2024. We've had more artists than we did in 2000, than we did in 2010. You know, with 2024, we have more of a selection and diversity. So to sit there and say who's your top 5 of all time, and then there's 55 to choose from versus 35, that's a little bit harder. So if I say, oh yeah, who's your top 5, take away Biggie, Pac, M, now give me your top 5, because we've already agreed on 3. So who's your top 5 after that? Or who, you know, some people are just solidified in their spot that we don't need to try to knock them off of a top 5. Like, because then you start well, Tupac was never this and never that. And I'm not the Tupac aficionado to go down as to what Tupac did, because it was a different time. The social media records of 1990 are VHS tapes.
right.
And documentaries.
Yeah.
It's not
Going viral was bootlegging, and your shit ending up in everybody's barbershop.
Yeah, I mean, so
Basically.
actually, if you really want to keep it a buck, the first artist that I can remember going viral in my lifetime was Too Short, because I had a Too Short cassette tape. And he was from the Bay.
Damn.
Right.
So I don't know how I got it in St. Louis. I have no idea, but I had it. So, and it had Too Short. Right? I mean, it had. So that's viral.
Yep. Back then.
You know,
That's crazy.
you know, back then that was viral. So, and I can't even think of another actual cassette tape that I had. I had, you know.
I say Boosie, like when you said it, my first one was Boosie, because like I remember getting the fucking the bootleg, and my brother playing that shit, and I just not. Bro used to ride around all day in his Caprice. He had a Caprice. He used to have the seat back all like back there.
Yeah.
Listening to the Set It Off joint, and I was just like, bruh. And then we pulled up. I'll never forget. Pulled up to the we lived in Florida at the time, so we pulled up to the barbershop. Little Dominican, Puerto Rican folk barbershops cut niggas up. They be clean. They be cut niggas clean.
No.
When I say 1, and this is Orlando, Florida. 1, 3, 4. Boosie blasting out that bitch. Everybody blasting. I'm like, damn. And it's just like. But still, now we got at that time, we also had at that time, like internet was there, but you know, YouTube was there, but it wasn't what it was now. So now I'm getting this bootleg, and I'm seeing all these folks doing it. I'm actually putting it, now I'm actually doing my research. But the way you just put that shit though, like bootlegging was the way that was going viral back then. And that's crazy. I see what you're saying. It's time.
Yep.
I mean,
He's going viral, you know what I'm saying? All of the dudes that, you know, we're gonna bring up today, you know, they all have their different viral moments, obviously, from the battle rap circuit. But I want us to try to dispel the myth. Unless you still believe it, you can have that opinion. But, you know, I want us to try to dispel the myth that battle rappers just can't make music. You know what I'm saying? So hold
on. I want to be real clear. Are you saying music, or are you saying hit records, mainstream commercial?
We haven't seen that yet, so that's no so far.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying music, because that was always the critique. That and I will say, you know, dudes like Murder Mook, he's gotten way better, but he used to, when I would listen to a Murder Mook freestyle in like the mid 2000s, it sounded like he was battle rapping on the track versus trying to rap with him. Same with Loaded Lux. Same with a lot of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was also part of the critique, was that they don't even know how to rap in the studio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're so used to just doing battle rhymes, and battle rhymes don't necessarily have to be in a particular format. You can stretch your rhyme out a little bit longer, or say an extra line just to make it rhyme, and then start a whole new rhyme. So you can't do that on beats. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was part of the issue too. And I think now a lot of the more modern, I'll say URL battle rappers versus the Smack era, like once URL started like 2010 and later, them dudes, I feel like a lot of them actually can make music. You know what I mean? Like I'll listen to their mixtapes when they drop them, and I'll listen to the whole thing and be like, okay, this is a good project type shit. Like Geechee just dropped a project last week, and I listened to it like a couple days ago, and it's a good project. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Geechee. But yeah, so Eric, we'll start with you, man. Because I heard you listening to some of the joints that I sent in the group chat earlier. So who you want to start with?
I think a perfect person to start with is Arsenal. Coincidentally, you brought it up. You said the question, can battle rappers make a hit? And we haven't seen that yet, but I think the potential is there. And I think on a song like this, it's pretty evident that they can make good music. I just think we haven't seen the avenue on where it's going to translate into a hit yet, but I think it's only a matter of time. I think it's coming. On a song like this, though, where there's a clear theme throughout the song where, like, he's bringing up trying to make a hit like certain artists, and then he brings up multiple examples. He brings up song examples. Like, he does a really great job of weaving it into the theme of the record throughout the entire thing. And it's also, he picked a really great West Coast beat to rap on. He sounds great on it. He doesn't sound like he's phoning it in or anything. Like, he sounds as energetic as he would if he were battle rapping on stage. And I think that's one of the main important things to it, is that you got to sound like you're really, for lack of a better term, trying to make a hit. But at the same time, like, you also have to prove that, like, you can be catchy just outside of the battle rap format. And to me, on a record like this, it proves that he's able to do that without, like, any, like, major help or anything like that. Like, he's pretty much got this shit down pat from just that record alone, from what I've heard. And I've heard other shit from him too, so I know he can make good songs. So I just think that if you pull that example, you're gonna come away from it and you're gonna be like, okay, I want to hear more from this guy now, based on just that alone.
I agree. I like that song a lot. I also think, because he's been at it for a while, he has a gang of mixtapes out. Like, Arsenal has a lot of music out there. And I think part of that also is probably due to the fact that Officially Ice is his brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that he had some influence as far as, you know, what Arsenal was like putting out there type shit. You know what I mean? Because he probably was in his ear like, yo, you don't want to just do freestyles and you don't want to just do this and that. Like, you want to actually, you know, put out songs and stuff like that. Because Arsenal's been doing that for a while. Like, on his mixtapes, it's not just a bunch of freestyles over, you know what I'm saying, over beats. It's like he's writing songs. So, you know, he's got hooks on the majority of his records, like going back far. Like, so, yeah, definitely shout out Ars, Big Jersey in the building, you know.
Big Jersey.
So I think Ars and Averb are incredibly similar in that regard.
Okay.
Like, in terms of, so it's also it's a two-part to this as well. I also feel that, like, Arsenal was the first, and then like the quality that he was putting out as a battle rapper did the exact opposite. It gave you a different side of him. He was like, oh shit, this nigga can do all this battle shit, but then he can make a love song, or then he can talk about this socially conscious hood version of it. You know, it put him in other genres that you was like, okay, let me fuck with dude.
So when you say first, you mean like one of the first battle rap niggas that was like
to make quality music.
He's good at making quality music.
Quality music. So
okay.
then after that, it was Averb dropped. It was a local album. It was called Pressure. I don't even know if he released it digitally, but you know, Averb started because Averb was the only one making quality good music that people had a fan base to listen to. So and I mean this. So we keep talking. talk about Kendrick a lot, right? And then we say Not Like Us is mainstream right now, right? It's commercial. It's commercial.
Yeah.
If that's the label we want to put on it, right? So that's not Kendrick's first time being commercial, if you will, but it's his first time being commercial on this level, that everybody agrees on. He's been commercial, but he just never been on this apex Mount Everest of commercialability. With that being said, Kendrick made a name and a fan base and a bubble with his own circle. So he was already successful. Battle rap never had that. So even though the battle rappers were making quality music and they were successful in their circle, that circle never got them any kind of notoriety or a tour or dates or it got them fan bases in different cities, but it didn't never transition to anything like monetary, like, oh yeah. I mean, now if you go someplace, if he goes to Detroit, if he goes to New York, they wasn't booking him for shows though. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So now they don't have this quality music, it just never really transferred into the whole dollars and cents. It just increased their fan base. Because that's what they have. If you listen to them in battle rap, you're gonna listen to them to see if I could ride out to them. There are some battles rappers that I listen to and then there are some that I can't. And some put out a quality project, others put out frisbees.
Well, let's talk about your boy Verb. Let's talk about your boy Verb. So, what was the song that you sent us, and talk about that?
I mean,
a newer joint. I can tell.
So you got the Bliss. I think you got Bliss, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Verb's able to be very authentic on a meet you where you are. Like everybody has peaks and valleys, and Verb always comes like right down here where it's where everybody can agree. He's gonna say some wild and crazy shit, but his music is gonna be like, well, yeah, the niggas be talking about this, bitches be talking about this, like even if it doesn't necessarily apply to you, it applies to your friend. It applies to someone in your circle immediately. And he's able to do that across the board in his music with a level of authenticity that we don't always see because it just be real shit. Now do he be saying some off the wall shit? Absolutely. Because now, I mean, there's been 3 different versions of Verb. We had a Verb, fucking Captain Marco Verb, vegan Verb, and now you got the Kevin Samuels S Verb, who will destroy every bitch in his sights. So I mean, he's matured as an artist. So there's different versions of the same person, but his project has always been quality music. He's never put out a bad project. A holistic bad. Like I don't think anybody who sat down and listened to any of his music has ever skipped.
That's what I noticed. Like there was one of his projects. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was almost like listening to the whole thing was like listening to one song.
Yeah, like a story. Like I'm a trapped in the closet but not necessarily with a comedic. But I get what you're saying. Like it was just long. It was him telling this long. I know exactly what you're saying. Like
the beats flowed together very well, and like all of that. Like it was just very in sync from start to end.
And here's the crazy part about that project. So he had, he's done a lot of ventures, and because he's in St. Louis, I see him a lot more.
Yeah.
Or when he was in St. Louis. He had a whole short story skit, like him talking to a psychiatrist.
Yeah. That's the album I'm talking about.
And I feel like when he was doing, like, that was more what you were talking about was more for the visual. He had an idea of doing, because he had an idea of doing the visual before you needed a visual. So the girl who was, so when you said it was a long, and like that's why I said it was trapped in the closet because shit, that had 35 chapters. So if I can put 35 videos out and make this shit like, you know, it needs to be engaging. Why are people gonna tune in? You know, this is also during the Soulja Boy era where, you know, you're not getting 0.006868 cents a view, 50 cents, 25, 35.
Yeah.
You know, those were the visual numbers we were looking for. You know, you wasn't gonna get the Soulja Boy $1. No one is ever gonna get $1 a view. If you go, I mean, Soulja Boy having $1 per view is crazy to think about in 2024.
That was a real thing. He actually got $1 per view back
then.
then.
So when Soulja Boy got his deal with YouTube, and the Soulja Boy and all of that, he was, and you got to think technology wasn't where it was at either. So getting 1 million views on YouTube, I don't know what I'll go low and say that's 5 million views or 10 million views today.
Right. Yeah.
But because we consumed, YouTube wasn't on. We had sidekicks. You didn't even have jail flip phones. Everybody didn't have iPhones and Galaxies to even
had to be at your desktop computer or a
yeah
laptop connected to watch YouTube.
Right. Good luck watching a video on cell phone data.
Yeah. So yeah,
right.
You went
right. You couldn't just be walking around using that shit all day. Like,
and Wi-Fi wasn't even Wi-Fi. I mean, you had to be a landline.
Connect to the phone.
So yeah, we consumed YouTube a different way. So when he was getting $1 a view for YouTube, that shit meant something, because that meant you was really sitting in front of your screen and you had people clicking.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And even as much as Soulja Boy is a social media pioneer, I do not think he ever did 1 million overnight. I don't think that was even a thing.
No.
But now you'll say, oh, it did 50,000 in an hour, and then literally an hour later it's at 1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, literally,
in an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got access to it everywhere they at now.
So,
everywhere.
It's a different thing.
You know, we just consume technology. You know, the craziest thing about watching old tech videos, Steve Jobs, when he did the very first iPod launch, he said this is going to change the music industry.
And it did.
To have that kind of to like, what I listen to tapes and CDs. I ain't gonna walk around with no shit on that I want to play music on my sleeves.
Right.
Now you can't find a CD right now.
At all.
Right.
You better be a real fan.
Yeah.
For real.
That's bougie right now. Shit, you gonna hand me a CD? I support my bro. I ain't got no way to listen to that.
I got no CD player, bro.
Hey, it's one of these niggas. One of these niggas still passes out tapes or CDs for sure at his whenever he does battles. You know what I'm saying? People that fuck with his music, you can actually get a hard copy of this dude's music, and that's Detroit's own Calico. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely get a hard copy of his music. He definitely has like kits with like a t-shirt and a CD and shit like that you know he's moving around with when he's out here doing these battles. So you know,
that's hard.
And
I'm saying that way you get something tangible. You know, he probably signs. I don't know if he signs it, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that would make sense. Don't just give me no fucking CD. Give me a shirt, a CD with your name on it, and a whistle. Whatever, a condom wrapper,
landslide stickers or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
But I remember when it was Calico versus Young Ill here in St. Louis.
That wasn't a loop.
That was the introduction of Calico,
and
that was also the introduction of Young Ill. Who is this nigga?
Smack. Who is this nigga?
I googled Facebook. This nigga. Like, I mean, like that whole, like that was the birthplace of that, and it was on and because no one knew. That's what I'm saying. No one knew. You didn't have a social media. Who are you?
Trying to find somebody that knew somebody knew it, this nigga.
Then he said somebody. I took his top off pan fried noodle. This nigga. I mean, like, so those type of moments aren't birthed without the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being what it is. So
Yeah.
now we have shit instant. Now we got motherfuckers winning awards who you ain't never heard of.
Cal, Arsenal, DNA, and who else was it? They all got a chance to do a cipher on the BET Awards that one year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, that's when Smack took over the ciphers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was supposed to be a big deal because that was there. This is where I wish I was a little bit more knowledgeable in the actual business versus the rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Because rumor mill is that was done by the industry to basically give a bridge to the battle rappers to make quality music, to introduce them to this larger audience base, to be all of these things that they said battle rap wasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rumor mill, straight rumor. I don't know this because I don't know they business. Smack wanted to make basically y'all niggas assign the URL, and if y'all get a deal through this, it's my money, and you know we gon' Birdman. I'm Birdman, and y'all Young Money. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know because I don't know what was said behind closed doors. But Smack was like, "Oh yeah, Universal, you want Averb, and you want you need to holler at me. You want Calico, you want these you need to holler at me. You want any of these URL niggas, you need to holler at me." And at the time, paperwork, business, none of that was in order. I'm not signed the URL.
Right.
You know, if you want me, you want me. I don't have to go through you to get you that. So that's why I said rumor mill, because that was also the kind of the downfall of where they started kind of slipping. Now it was some things.
I got my own thoughts on that, but I'll save that for a little bit later because I want to just get back to the music real quick. But Cal is another dude who has a lot of projects out, and he gets a lot of features also. Like he has a lot of collabs with known niggas, you know what I'm saying? Especially in Detroit. Like he's got music with Skilla Baby, he's got music with Sada Baby, he's got music with Dame Dot. You know what I'm saying? So he has music with a lot of the legends from Detroit too, because his dad was part of obviously BMF if you follow battle rap, but he was part of a group in Detroit called Rock Bottom, which if you've heard us mention Big Herc on here before, you know what I'm saying? He was part of Rock Bottom as well. So Calico's pops was part of that clique. And so, you know, he was rapping, you know, in the like early 2000s or whatever before he got locked up on the BMF case. And so he has dudes like Jay Nutty and like old Street Lords, you know what I'm saying? Street Lord Juan is on one of his tapes, and I swear Vezo is on one of his tapes. You know what I'm saying? So Cal has a lot of features on the music side because his music style is totally different than his battle rap. And I think you're going to notice that pattern with pretty much everybody that we mentioned. Like Averb's battle rap style is a lot different than his musical style. Same with Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? Like energy wise, it's similar, but the delivery is a lot different. You know what I mean? Calico's the same way. Calico raps like a Detroit nigga when he's on Detroit beats. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know how Detroit niggas rap. And he like a lot. One of the disses that people use against Calico a lot of the times is that he sounds too much like T Grizzly. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Something that people come at him for, you know, because we kind of have a certain pocket, like a lot of the street side of Detroit rappers, like they, you know, it's a familiar sound if you listen to it. So
I can see why people would say that.
Yeah. So, you know, so he does that, but he's also got features with Snoop. You know what I mean? He has a song with Snoop in a video, you know what I'm saying, where Snoop came to Detroit, shot the video with him. You know what I mean? Like we mentioned that he was on BET as well. This is one of my favorite verses from Calico. It's off of a song called Favor for a Favor. Because this just kind of shows like he's one of those dudes. And when we get to Surf, you know, I'll speak on this too, but he's one of those dudes that like, he's going to give you a lot in the verse. Like he's going to give you some game. He's going to tell you some personal shit that he done been through. He's going to say some ill shit that sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? Like some braggy shit. Like he's going to give you a lot in, you know, a 16. So this is from Favor for a Favor. And he says, Either they with me or they fearly. Either they with me or they fear me. The snakes in the grass, I can see them clearly. Only thing I hate more than fake niggas near me is talking to a nigga that don't want to hear me. So keep your mind on the right shit. Stay on your grind. Stop thinking about what you might get. They try to treat me like the Detroit Mike Vick, but cops out here shooting niggas like they ain't got a nightstick. Shit, they couldn't even just tase the nigga. They gave us Molly and liquor, the women aging quicker. I'm down south selling pills to my Haitian nigga, risking my freedom, and they still saying they made a nigga. Co-defendants, I don't know them niggas. How you gon' go and get them and you was rolling with us? Niggas start talking about their kids when it's time to go to prison. Nobody's made you take that work, boy, yet. That was your decision. If you don't do shit for your woman, she ain't supposed to listen. How many times you told your bitch that you don't want her stripping? Run into a nigga like me and I was so persistent. She was amazed at all the shit that she knows she missing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gives you a lot in the verse. Like, they try to treat me like the Detroit Mike Vick because he was fighting a dog fighting case. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trolling on YouTube before it was called trolling. And he ended up catching a case because he was like bullshitting saying that he was fighting dogs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he beat it. So they tried to treat me like the Detroit Mike Vick. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just giving you a, like, so, you know. But you can tell in the flow, like, you know, I messed up a couple of the parts, obviously, because that's not my verse. But
Right.
when you can hear it in the flow, though, like that Detroit pocket, you know what I'm saying? Where they're rapping on beat, but they like rap after the drum hits.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like they finish the line after the drum hits versus when the drum hits. Like, he kind of has that cadence. So, you know, so if you like Detroit rap, I highly recommend Calico's projects for sure. You know what I mean? He has one called Gangland, him and Big Mozzie, and that's actually my favorite Calico project. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't, for whatever reason, he didn't really promote that one a lot. But that's actually my favorite joint. Shout out Big Mozzie because he's still on all of Calico's projects. So nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out Cal.
Definitely shout out Cal.
You know, Cal, he's one of them niggas that, because of the type of music that he makes, he's one of them niggas that I think he's just the right person away from meeting and like the right hit away from breaking it out big. Like, if he were to decide to focus mostly on music, I think that it would take him a lot further. Because he's already so tapped in with so many of the Detroit niggas already. And like you said, Shane, like, he already has a good sound with that pocket. I think that if people can get past the fact that he does sound a little bit like T Grizzly, then I think that, like, that'll take him a lot further for sure.
Sometimes,
and I don't even think that he sounds that much like
I don't think he sounds like
hold him back either.
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like T Grizzly, but like you said, like, that's coming from a nigga that rap, like, and coming from everybody here that probably got some form of thing going on with music, and did some music. We know that, bro, don't sound like that, but that's a hard for the casual listener that know First Day Out, and then they might listen to bro on the battle rap tip, and then actually listen to some of his songs. That's a hard get over. But I do everything you said. I feel like I know you're gonna touch on Sue Surf, Shane, but that's how I feel about Surf. Like, I was listening to that Quarantine Tales, and like, I've only heard Surf when it comes to his battle rap, so I already know, bro, him. You know what I'm saying? Free the Wave, free both of the waves. Actually, you know, got to be specific about that. Niggas gonna
word.
I know both of the waves. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Max B. But like, I've only heard like his battle raps, but listening to like the Quarantine Tales, I actually heard some other shit. But the Quarantine Tales really caught me because, like, even when there was a part where he's saying, he's kind of describing basically how his day, what he's doing that, not that day, but a part of it, he describing like what he's doing, and then he said something like, finna go check on mom's, laying in her bed. She know when her baby going through it. She just.
I got that part. If you want me to rap it right quick, I got that part.
Yeah, that one time.
So, because this is my favorite part of the song because I feel like it illustrates exactly what you're saying. So, he says, Just been convos with me, been stuck in my fucking head. Hide the hurt behind the clout and baddies in my fucking bed. And flying out the Johnny Dang Lil purchase, nothing big. Pop died, I'm clutching lead, smoke them in they fucking head. Stop past mommy house, laying in my mother's bed. She know when her baby tripping, hold me, ain't nothing said. Rest in peace who didn't live, free the ones who sit and live. Think before I answer to my child, she been inquisitive. Let's just stop there for a second because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But if you
You
listen
know what I'm saying? His children are asking him about like what's going on with you, like what are you doing? And you know,
and
yeah,
how,
outside, like for real, for
how
real.
he did it,
Right.
and how he did it, like I said, I feel like the battle rap, like you said, I feel like he has a completely different style to it in a way when it comes to his music. Because bro, I can listen to that shit all day. Now,
Mhm.
one thing I wanted to say, like some things, I feel like battle rappers can make music and good music, depending on what you think about that. But I'm not gonna listen. Some of them don't make shit that I just want to listen to, and I
No,
feel like that can be it's a thing just coming from. I'm not gonna say I can't battle rap. I ain't never tried. Them niggas got my ultra respect. That's a different thing. Kind of like what Marcus said, when you kind of do like for pound, you know what I'm saying?
you exercising a different muscle.
A different muscle. So it's like, no, they got my respect. But to actually, when it comes to making a song, that's like you said, it's a whole different muscle. And I don't feel like and maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of them, or at least the ones I've listened to, I've heard some Charlie Clip songs, some Hitman Holla songs, like the Hitman Holla one in the chat, or
I
the
got
one.
Hitman verse too that I want to rap because
Yeah,
I have thoughts on Hitman as well.
I didn't like how he like what he was saying was hard, but I didn't like I don't want to listen to it. Like I don't want to. I'm not playing that back. You feel me? Like it's just something about the tone and the beat and how he came on. The flow was cool, but it made me. I don't know. It just didn't go well. And sometimes I feel like some battle rappers don't either they don't focus on that, or I can tell when they're trying to make a song. And when you're trying, like if I can tell, Kanye said, "You try hard, you die hard." I can tell you trying. Like I can tell you trying, and that kind of it takes it back from me. But with Sue, bro, that shit is so effortless. And I think that was the same thing when like way back when Cassidy first jumped off. Like, bro, I'm a hustler. That shit was effortless, nigga. Hotel was effortless. Even after even after years later, you know, and he came back after the accident, he did
my two step.
I don't care what nobody say. I was a kid. That shit bumping when that shit.
That shit worked. That shit
worked.
I'm in the Patron and tell them that. I don't care what nobody say. I got my drink in my Dutchie. My links looking husky. Big Stones. That's a song. Like it's the way he did. Like it was never sounded
that
like
was Cassidy flexing his songwriting skill right there. That's what that was because. Just like you said, doing the it's on and like the it's on and I'm home, bring the Patron and tell them that it's on, like doing that part in the verse and then going back into a spitting.
That song right.
That's a talent.
Yeah, that song right. And I feel like a lot of battle rappers do have that talent, but sometimes I think it gets crossed up. And like you say, you're so used to this gets my I get a reaction when I do this on stage with this kind of bar and this, and trying to put that in the song, you can. But you got to do it right. It's more. That's when strategy come in. So
I'm gonna finish this verse just because I think Surf does a very good job of doing that. Exactly what you're talking about. You figuring out a way to have the really clever lyrics, but musically,
yes,
versus on stage where it's like, you know what I'm saying, where you're kind of doing that on purpose. So he says, "Want to change the view, change the angle." You only supposed to pull it if they make you. Know your worth, or you're only worth what they pay you. Don't let them tag you with labels. Nobody's living is stable. Just think mama was able for cable, food on the table. Thank you. I hate when I give and they just don't say thank you. Like, what if all I had is what I gave you? Them stitches had to start from the navel, was damn near fatal. I'm alive because God only call his angels. Like that right there. I'm alive because God only call his angels.
Nigga, Goosebumps, bitch, stop playing with me. That
so much with that one line. Like,
and that's something that really, bro, I really, when I heard it, I'm like, damn, that is true. That's what they say. He ain't gonna call you, so I'm not one of his angels. So it's like, it depends how deep, how much, that's how I be getting. That's why I feel like bro did that so effortless. It didn't sound like he was trying to. There was somebody else who was the one that you said that did intro. That was the name.
Calico.
That was Calico?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. With the beat was just kind of like it was like a
Just the piano.
just the piano.
Yep.
Like even with that shit, like that shit was hard, especially like that type of beat.
Mhm.
That's what you're supposed to do on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense. But the Geechee Gotti joint,
Mhm.
I wasn't feeling obviously whatever the obvious. It was like I felt like bro was trying too hard, and it's like it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't ring off to me maybe, but sometimes I feel like that gets crossed, like the songwriting talent and the battle rapping talent. And
I prefer Geechee on what I'll call mustard style West Coast beats. When he raps on those, I feel like he's dope. You know what I'm saying? Kind of when he switches it up off of that.
Here you go with that mustard again, and I mean we went down this rabbit hole last week of Teezy with mustard, and like you
Let's go with it at the very end of the show, just like I did you last week. And I'm gonna save it because he a South nigga too, and he's an Atlanta nigga, so he's really gonna be.
Yeah, I'm so interested right now. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm gonna definitely tell you. But we got one more dude actually that I had on the list. You know what I'm saying? This is St. Louis finest. You know what I'm saying? Definitely one of me and Eric's favorite battle rappers.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I brought him up already, but he wasn't feeling it. But Hitman Holla. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question.
I don't
want. I just
Hitman to me raps on beats exactly how you would expect him to rap on beats if you listen to his battles. Does that make sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Hitman's battles, just like, okay, this is how I think he would sound on a beat. It's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. It's dope to me. Like, I like his freestyles, though. Like, I'm not really listening to Hitman Holla songs per se, but if you just give him a beat and just let him go for 32, 48, I'll listen to that shit all day. You know what I'm saying? He says, let me start up by saying RIP to the greatest. And I know they alive, but RIP to my haters. Spin, Tronic, and Chris. I just left to Barbados. Had a bitch look like Rihanna, and all she ate was potatoes. Just a kid with the dream. I do my voice with a hunger. Escalade 90 Rex. I'm in that bitch by the summer. From the dangerous city. So I sit back and wonder. So many pilots in jail, but a lot more down under. Yeah, I'd be up top. I just bought out the section. I just got me a watch to got me a watch to bring it on my complexion. See the ultimate goal, get rich to using my voice. Politics in the game, but giving up by no choice. Couple cats on replay, couple more money buried, but I'm out doing me. They had the fact that they worry, say they act like they tough. These niggas sweet, these niggas treats McFlurries. Like Steph, I'm a shooter. I got my license to carry. They got the lyrics wrong on here, and I was having to in my head.
We'll let that go. We'll let that go.
Hold on. I gotta put this out there with and this is with only Hitman. Mm-hmm. Because when you did Surf, when you did A-Rap, when you did all the other ones, this is where I think Hitman has the greatest quality. Because this is no shade to you, because you know you're right. Hitman's delivery is as much a part of his rhyme scheme, because even you rapping it back didn't hit the same, but I'm here. I still know it. I still know his voice and how he does his inflection. Now, like his delivery is just as important as his rhymes. Of Chris Brown they was like, oh, when they were talking about ghostwriters, they was like, oh, well, if you made it for me, if who gonna sing it like I can,
right?
So that was a real big thing, if I don't sing it like this, who's gonna sing it? Mm-hmm. So Hitman's like, who's gonna rap it like that? Even with Surf, Surf bars still hit because it's just so real and authentic. Had nothing to do with his delivery.
Yeah,
Hitman's delivery is just as important as his rhymes.
That
didn't really come, and that just came to me just from hearing you just say that right now.
Me thinking about it, that's a fact.
That's a huge fact. Like his presence, his delivery, like his voice projection, like all of those things are a big piece of what makes Hitman and what separates him from everybody else, and why he's on Wild 'N Out and why he's the highest paid battle rapper right now. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's almost like he was bred to do both styles.
Higher paid than
naturally.
Hitman Holla is the highest paid battle rapper.
Damn, I would think Charlie would goddamn, because Charlie be Charlie.
Allegedly.
No, so I'm
I'm pretty
gonna say Charlie could have been, but Charlie was notorious for not having a third. And I'm not paying you if you blatantly telling me you're not giving a fuck and not giving me 3.
Because I saw and not to interrupt you, because I was doing, little, YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, it's so crazy how much little sub pockets that you can just dive into YouTube now. We didn't have that back in the day, but back in the day, I was typing in and anyway, I was watching this shit. It's like a little, YouTube documentary on all the battle rappers, and I went to Charlie Clips, and the way they explained it was like this nigga kind of became this nigga first battle was like legendary, and they showed it where he was some restaurant. He just kind of killed this
Averb, but he killed him.
Killed this. I'm watching this shit, and they were kind of like that was his like only battle at the time, and it made bro like
film battle. It was Tay Rock in that one. That was it.
So with that being said, and the way they kind of described it was like once he kind of just steadily kept going up, and then he got to wilding out and blah blah blah. Did it to y'all perspective? Did it go down? Because I've only seen Charlie Clips go crazy, and again maybe I haven't been tapped into these third rounds. But if you are, does he win the first 2?
Well, here's the thing. So you got to remember, right? You got to remember a few things. One, these battles are not judged live. The point of them is to be judged, to be watched multiple times, so that way the fans can judge them. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately how they make their money. Is by debate and then being like, Nicholas, that was our dog.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry.
Because y'all nobody else moved. And was like,
nah, he got a cone on his head. He just got spayed. So you know what I'm saying? So when he shot, you hear all that shit.
That's extra noise.
He's just getting his shit together.
Bet.
But so remind me, what was I saying? Help me. Oh, Clips. So Clips, you got to remember he was going for it was like 10 years, right? So he had that battle with Tay Rock in like 2007, 2008, something like that. And that was his only battle that was on film. That was with Lions Den, with Lux's league. You know what I'm saying? Then URL comes in like 2009, 2010. That's when it kind of really starts, bubbling up, and Averb, Hitman, Calico, all these dudes are starting to make their name. You know what I'm saying? And Smack's like putting out battles consistently on YouTube now. So at this time, everybody who wanted to battle New York dudes were calling out Charlie Clips because of this one legendary battle he had against Tay Rock.
Yep.
And his name just kind of stayed in the battle rap circles from that. You know what I'm saying? So they just kept calling him out, Eventually Summer Madness 1 happens. Charlie Clip battles Averb, and the rest is history. So now what happens from there is he's doing battles not that frequently. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
right, that's how they explain it.
Months. So everything he's putting out is quality. You know what I mean? But then
Smart.
Then the other leagues start popping up and they start bubbling. You know what I'm saying? Kind of carrying off of the momentum of URL. So King of the God starts popping again. There was another league out of Milwaukee, Black Ice Cartel. They was throwing battles. Arsenal had his own league. He was throwing battles called UW. You know what I'm saying? There was leagues, and Charlie Clips was appearing at all these leagues doing battles. So now you're spreading yourself thin at this point. And he was trying to rely on his freestyle ability, but you can't always rely on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So doing was right around a round and a half and then try to freestyle the rest. That worked sometimes it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, there was a streak where it wasn't working. And it was like, oh, you're choking. Oh, here go Charlie again. So that happened probably like 5 years into his run, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And then he kind of just had that reputation. So,
I mean, let's also, just as a real, before we get out of here, I really want to make this point. Shout out to Conceited.
Yeah.
Because Conceited was the first one. Conceited was the quote unquote Cassidy to break them into TV.
Kind of look like
to go to Wild and Out.
He do kind of look like him too,
And
but without
battle rap. Funny.
Yeah, without Khan, And that's another. See, Khan doesn't get necessarily the URL respect because Conceited had King of the Dot on a chokehold. He had that. He had the whole. He was killing it in a whole different arena.
Because they were all doing the multi-syllable rhyme thing where you were just trying to rhyme
Yeah.
as many words as possible in a row and then maybe end it with a dope line. Whereas he was just punch. So he brought a totally different style to King of the Dot. And they were like, what is this? Like, this is
Right.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But he also opened the door for you. So just imagine, because we actually spoke on it earlier. What if URL was the pathway to music, like URL and battle rap is the pathway to wilding out?
I mean, it kind of was for Surf.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Surf, I would say, musically has made it the furthest out of everybody because he's actually had projects chart on like iTunes and stuff like that. So, you know, musically, like there's people who know him who don't watch battle rap, who know him for music. You know what I'm saying? Like he has damn near two separate audiences. So he's really the only
How
one.
long does he have till he's home?
Man, I think he got.
I have another year or two. They might get him out early.
They might be able to get him early, but I think he got like maybe 10 or something like that. Like,
it's one of those. Probably got to do.
but I think the max was 10. I don't think he's like it's not like 10 to life or no shit like that.
No, it's
so he will come home.
He's coming home.
He coming home.
Yeah.
Way they talking, bro, might be home next year, if not 2026. I've been watching a lot of podcasts. What you say, Marcus? Rumor mill.
Right.
Don't hold it on me.
Now I would say this: out of just all artists that I fuck with that have been locked up recently, Surf and Pooh Shiesty are the ones that I'm looking for when they come out.
I do want to know what Pooh is going to do.
Hey, I think
Street's gonna be fucked up when it
I
comes out.
hope I'm not saying this to be crazy or any. Y'all know how much of a fan I am. I think Shiesty, when he comes out, will have a Dolph-esque run of something that we haven't seen, like since that will be Dolph-esque. It won't be Dolph, but it will be Dolph-esque, and it will be. It's going to be crazy. Like
he left the mark.
Shiesty's back.
He left the mark for the young niggas.
He has a mask. He has the mask. Like
he does have a mask.
You just call it the Pooh Shiesty mask. Like
I think about that a lot. I feel like people don't talk about that. Like niggas wasn't calling the fucking ski mask that before.
No,
ski mask. Like
it was just a ski mask.
Niggas wasn't even wearing them bitches unless it was cold for real. And if you knew about them bitches, like nigga, bro, in Atlanta, niggas just walk around with them bitches, and you know that nigga on bullshit. You know it's hot as hell. Why do you have a shiesty on, sir?
Yeah,
right.
This shit crazy. He left a mark, and on some music shit, on some artist shit. Some artists don't know how to do this, and a lot of artists do it by mistake. And he's one of those. I think he was literally being himself.
He was definitely being himself.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, anybody who says, "Oh, security don't keep my fire," and then you get locked up for having, like, come on, bro.
He like that. He would definitely.
Nigga was living his raps too much.
Yeah.
All right, so what you got that we need to be looking out for? You know what I'm saying? You guys working on something? What's up?
Young Lash Go Bells. Now, man, we got this. I got an album coming out later this month called Player Fables. This will be my third full-length album that I'm putting out. I think this is really what probably, and I motherfucker say this is probably like my best work as far as from Faux Life. So Sorry to Bother You. I feel like there was a leap there as far as like my albums and whatnot, and I feel like it's another leap that was taken on this one. It's more concise, which is not to glaze myself, I guess, but like I feel like I do that. I try my best to make concise albums, and I feel like this one is just like another step up. As you probably already know, Shane, I've been doing a lot of shit. I just graduated school and all this other shit, refrigeration school. So now I've kind of been holding my time. So now, man, what else after the album? A lot more shows. A lot more videos and just a lot more Lasco bills in your face, not looking like I just hopped off a banana boat. No offense to anybody that be on banana boats. And that's what I got going, man. And I do make sure you don't forget what the fuck. What was y'all going to talk about? Because I want to get in on this.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't forget. I was definitely about to end the show on this note. You know what I'm saying? Right here.
Player Fables coming out in the August. That's what's next.
I believe, and I am not trolling. I have to make sure that I say that. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Just make sure that you be very specific in what you say.
I'm gonna word it.
Oh, this some shit. Hold on. He done gave you a disclaimer. Hold on.
No, I'm gonna word it in the.
Not that he's not clear in what he means. It's just that I know that some people in the audience, when he says this, it might come across a certain way. So he has to be very clear in what he.
I hope he does.
Yeah,
and I know he will.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lasco Bills from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? This is my opinion. I believe that Young Jeezy raps better over DJ Mustard beats than he does Atlanta beats.
That bitch almost walked off camera. Hold on. What?
So hold on. Let him say it again because you had the same reaction I did.
Mm-hmm.
Take the shock value out of it.
Okay.
And then and now you're gonna go in your head and go Mustard over here, Shorty Red over here, Mustard over here, Shorty Red over. Like you're gonna go tit for tat, and then it's like who edges who out because is what he's saying is not necessarily crazy, but shock value. I had the same exact. I did the same shit.
You're saying he raps better. You're saying he gives better bars.
Better bars over DJ Mustard. Like you saying DJ Mustard brings out the Dr. Dre and Jeezy.
Very specifically, yes. That is my point. I'm not.
I would go if you're.
I'm not saying the songs are better. I'm not saying the classics. I'm not making that argument at all. I'm 100% saying if you take a 16 bar verse from any of it, most of his Atlanta records, not any, most of his Atlanta records. I would say if you take a 16 from there, you take a 16 from one of his Mustard joints, the Mustard joint's gonna be better.
Rapping though, just rapping.
Name me a Mustard joint because it's escaping me right now.
You couldn't walk in my Giuseppe shoes. That's the one that pops in my head right away with 2 Chainz on the hook. And just that style of beat. So like the Yo Gotti YG joint, Act Right. You know, Mustard didn't make that, but that's a Mustard style beat. So, you know, like I like those verses from Jeezy. Like those are, I feel like his rapping is better on those.
Yeah. So with your specific, like that specific thing that you're saying, I'm not going to agree because I'm going to have to now I gotta because like that's the thing when I'm thinking because the first
he doesn't really have
Atlanta,
full
the first
Mustard
Atlanta
songs.
producer
He's mostly
said,
a feature artist with Mustard. You know what I'm saying? So he's only going to give you a 16.
Right. And you know, as a rapper, you know, if that's all you get, you better show. So I feel what you're saying. But even when like I'm thinking the first thing, because like the first person I thought about in Atlanta was Shawty Red. So the first song I think about is Shawty Red on the trap.
Yeah.
And that's not really a verse. Why he keeps saying, yeah, I don't need no.
I'm like, think about the rapping on the song.
I don't even show. I got shit to do. Only God can judge. Who the fuck is you? They say
it's not impressive, right? It's not.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I can't. Yeah, but I gotta really go through these bitches to really.
Song is better. Like the Shawty Red song is better than you know most of the shit that Mustard and Jeezy have been on together. I would say it's just more classic. It gives you that energy. It does something to you more. But rapping,
I don't like this
verse.
Yeah,
I don't like this. As an Atlanta native, I will say that next time you have me on here, I'll give you my answer because I can't agree because now I gotta go. Like I gotta go. I literally have to go back because I'm thinking like, how many Mustard?
Yeah, you the same way I was.
For us to even say this, like how many?
He's on every Mustard album multiple times.
And there's also like a pocket in like 2014 through like 2016 where like that was all Jeezy was doing.
Yeah, Jeezy did have a little like slight cat, little way, the little joints. I get what you're saying, but
So,
I gotta really think.
so this is gonna sound crazy because I was trying to look for. We're gonna talk. I did kind of go down this rabbit hole, and the comparison that I would make to this is everyone remembers Ace Hood. Everyone. Ace Hood without Khaled is not the same as Ace Hood.
Facts.
That's just like it's not really the same because we still get the same Jeezy, but you definitely don't get the same Ace Hood with Khaled that you get after Khaled. So that is Jeezy is still Jeezy, but this is just a different type of Jeezy. It's not the you don't notice it as much, but that was the only comparison that I could kind of come up with in my head when I was like, who else has done this?
Really quickly. So I understand you said verse, but does this make you feel? Do you like Jeezy, period, on DJ Mustard beats more, or Jeezy on Atlanta beats more? Period.
If I'm listening to solo Jeezy, then give me the Atlanta shit.
All right, cool. All
If
right.
I'm listening to a Jeezy feature, Mustard.
If I'm listening to a Jeezy feature, just put Jay-Z somewhere. All right, if I'm listening to anything with Jeezy one verse, put Jay-Z next to it. I know it's gonna be fire. That's all. That's
That's
the best.
a pretty good rule.
Them
Yeah,
the
that's
best.
true.
I have an argument that on Seeing It All, I think Jay-Z got the best verse.
He might.
I got Jay-Z. He I ain't gonna say he watched Jay-Z because that's disrespectful. If it was LL Cool J, I'd say he watched him, but I ain't gonna say that.
All right, man, we're gonna get Lasco Bills, you know what I'm saying? His opinion does not reflect that of Ethos Media Network, you know what I'm saying?
They call me Big LA, aka Big L.
Niggas always go to that immediately first.
That's what it is, too. It's that song. He
It's
should
that. It's only
fucking
that
head
song.
from
The nigga
fuck
did this.
LL's,
The nigga did.
credibility up.
So he did that from Deep Blue Sea. My head is like a shark fin. Come on, bro. Like
That don't make that shit no better. Damn.
wow. Wow. I'm not. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. This is the first time I've ever done this on the show. If LL, if you see this, respond to that nigga. Yeah. Don't put.
Come on.
I want. Yeah.
That's where you're gonna find him. You know what I'm saying? All the socials and all of that. No,
I want to go on NCIS one day behind. I want to see. I want
Hey man. Hey look.
the long
LL,
sleeve
you
shirt that he be wearing. Sam Hannah, come on, man.
All of that.
LL, you the GOAT. All respect. All respect. No disrespect.
oh man.
No disrespect.
Appreciate you
boy.
coming through, my boy. Lasco Bills, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. For life, all that.
Fables, man. End of August, y'all tap in.
Definitely tap
You
in.
know what? I'm
The
gonna wait for
old
this train
project
to stop.
too. The shit fire. Go listen to the old projects. You know what I'm saying? He's got 24-23. You know what I'm saying? With Young Charisma. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gonna make sure to check that out. You feel me? Shout out to K.
De Niro, shout out.
Pacino and De Niro. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of projects, man. Faux Life, the album.
Album. Can't forget the
Alright,
EP. We got the
You
EP.
Can Vent.
We got,
The
Bro,
movie.
damn near got a short film out.
got a short
Yeah.
film. Hey, and we're gonna do a film for
Sorry,
this.
your boy. You know what I'm
Sorry,
saying?
the what? Sorry, both of my
boy.
dogs.
And-
Did that thing. My boy arrested me. Coke
Right. Yeah, I had to. Had to take that nigga to jail. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
forgot one thing, bro. My bad. I forgot one thing. In September, I'm releasing everything that me and Shane did without his permission. Y'all tap in for that. We go
release that shit. You have my permission on film.
on film. All right, now, hey, so we
There we
recording.
go.
There you go.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Bar exam. Peace.